How many special education and school-related terms do you know? Well, we're about to test your knowledge, should you choose to accept. Hit that like button if you got that reference. You will be given 36 pretty common abbreviations in the special education world with a bit of sprinkle of some school-based terms as well. It will be timed and there is no multiple choice, and here's hoping you use the same terminology in your district as ours. So here's your pre-assessment. How many of the 36 common special education abbreviations, acronyms, and terms do you think you will know? We're about to find out. Good luck. Our first one, IEP. Individualized Education Program. We've also seen Individualized Education Plan, Individual Education Plan, Individual Education Program. Regardless, it is the educational plan that outlines the instruction and supports to educate a student with an identified disability. Number 2, LEA. Local Education Agency, basically the school district. Going on to number 3, ESY. Extended school year, an extension of the school year for many of our students so that they don't lose skills once school is out for the summer. Number 4, FAPE. Free and appropriate public education. All qualified students with disabilities deserve to receive an education under IDEA. Number 5, BCBA. The Board Certified Behavioral Analyst, a profession that is becoming more and more popular, and you may work with one or consult with one during the school year. Number 6, AAC. Augmentative and Alternative Communication, a nod to our speech buddies who recommend devices for our kiddos to communicate. Number 7, EC or ECEC. Early childhood or early childhood education, the education for our 3 to 5-year-old students. Number 8, EI. Early intervention, the birth to 3 program that then transitions into early childhood. Question number 9, ELL, EL, or ESL. Basically, your English language learners or English learners. Number 10, SW or SSW. Our very hard-working school social worker or social worker. 11, IEE. Independent Educational Evaluation. This is when a parent requests an evaluation outside of the school system, and it happens mostly when there is a disagreement between the family and the district. Question 12, IDEA. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, the legislation that guarantees that students with needs receive an education that fits their individualized needs. This is special education federal law. Question 13, AT. Assistive technology, whether it's high-tech or low-tech, it's anything that helps students participate in their learning. On to number 14, MDC or EDC. Multidisciplinary Conference or Eligibility Determination Conference. It's the meeting that takes place to determine if a student is eligible for special education, and this happens whether it's an initial or a 3-year reevaluation. Number 15, MTSS. Multi-tiered System of Supports. It's the framework that provides targeted supports or interventions to students who are struggling. Number 16, FBA. Functional behavioral analysis or functional behavioral assessment, it's the process that helps identify and address a student's behavior. 17. LRE. Least restrictive environment, the environment where the student will have the most success and the least amount of isolation or separation from their general education peers. Question 18. BIP. Behavior intervention plan, the written plan that has interventions and supports that teaches the students to replace unwanted behaviors, which is a result of the FBA. Question 19. CPI. Crisis prevention and intervention, and it's the training on de-escalation or diffusing an escalating situation. It trains you to recognize, prevent, and respond to a pending crisis. Let us know in the comments below if your district requires OTs to have this type of training, and what does your district call it? How are we doing at number 20, RTI? Response to intervention, which falls under MTSS, it's another layer of targeted intervention for struggling students. Question 21. We're not sure how to say or pronounce the first term. We say plop. Present levels of academic achievement and functional performance, or present levels of performance. It's basically the information on how the student is progressing in each service area, and the report should include data to drive the student's educational goals. 22. SLP. A nod to our fellow related service team member, the speech language pathologist. 23. SDI. Specially designed instruction, or specialized instruction in some parts of the country, the main reason why a student requires the intensity of an IEP. 24. PBIS. Positive behavioral interventions and support. It's not a special education term, but a school-based term, which is an approach that schools use to promote positive behaviors. Question 25. APE. Please don't say APE. Adaptive Physical Education, the specialized physical education program for students with identified disabilities. On to number 26, AYP. Adequate yearly progress, measuring the progress a student is making towards their goals. 27, ABC. Antecedent behavior consequence. It's used when observing and analyzing student behavior. 28. ASL. American Sign Language. 29. FERPA. Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. It's the federal law protecting the privacy of students' educational records. Question 30. OHI. Other health impairment, which is one of the 13 special education eligibility categories. Question 31. SIP. School Improvement Plan, another school-based term, not special education, but a plan created to increase student achievement in school. 32. FOIA. The Freedom of Information Act, which is federal law which impacts schools that allows the public to request records from a federal agency. 33. ISP. Individual Service Plan. This is the plan for private school and homeschool students that provide services for an identified disability, which will look different from district to district. Question 34. IQ. Intelligent Quotient, Our school psychologists measure this with their standardized assessments. 35. DOE or BOE. Department of Education or Board of Education. And our final very misunderstood term, at least on our side of the country, OTPT. First of all, let's get something straight. OTPT is not one human being. It's OT and PT, occupational therapist and physical therapist, not to be confused as one service. They are two separate related services. Better than you thought, worse than you thought, or just as you thought. And believe it or not, there is always room in your bucket for a ton more special education abbreviations, acronyms, and terms.